Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a webinar from Mandatory to Meaningful, Making Every Training Minute Count. We're so glad that you're able to be here with us today.
As an employment lawyer, I see that now more than ever, the risks of not using this as an opportunity to manage risk and build culture, the risks are real and the potential costs are high. Now more than ever, we can use this mandatory compliance training as a way to dig deeper, build culture, create these workplaces where there is an emphasis on flourishing for all and making sure everybody's really well educated about every aspect of, for example, harassment, discrimination. So making sure that managers understand that retaliation, if they act a certain way, that accounts for almost 50% of all the charges. So they need to understand that concept loud and clear. You either pay now or you pay later.
You really need to tie your compliance work into your big picture why. And, it's a challenge for us as HR leaders, learning leaders, compliance leaders to really make that connection, because sometimes people are very much having a time to make the donuts mindset, right? So just on the task, but it really is up to us to have that lift that says, hey, how does this connect? How might it have real workplace impact? How do we see and test and understand the experience in our training cycle and people's experiences in their daily interactions? And then what do we bring back? So to make sure that what people are training upon is really relevant across various contexts and not just locked in. And it is kind of our role to continue to open that aperture for people.
When you have leaders referring to scenarios that are mentioned in training assigned to employees, that makes a huge difference. That leader-led connect down to everybody else makes a huge impact. As opposed to leaders saying, oh man, are you doing that training again? Yeah, it's just so boring and let's just kind of go past it, right?
And we call that at Shift creating the aha moment, where someone didn't realize something before, and then through our training, now they do.
You're not able to make that connection, then employees are really approaching your training, your mandatory training, from a check the box mentality. And that's going to lead to low engagement. It's going to lead to very little actual learning, because, the basis of adult learning is that adults will activate on whatever they sense is important to them. So their bodies may be there, but if they can't connect it, if they can't tie it in, then they're not going to actually take it into any transfer of learning into any real life scenario. So then you're missing out on cultural impact. You're missing out on actually getting energy from the learning. You're missing out on any connection to values. You're missing out on people actually bringing their best. So that training opportunity is really, in some ways, a two-way pathway. You're either going to get, a nice bounce off of that experience, or you're actually going to, in some ways, be eroding, unfortunately, through the experience of sitting through something that you're just kind of checking the box in and saying, man, I'm wasting my time. Why am I here? Why am I doing that?